Hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're all keeping well. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. I hope you enjoy the entertainment. Anyway, the Elimination Chamber is coming up this weekend, so I thought I would drop a few predictions on what to expect. Also, I love this time of year. Last year, the whole predictions for Royal Rumble and then the road to WrestleMania, what was going to happen with Cody and everything. This year, did the predictions for the Royal Rumble. Got one right, got Jey Uso right for the men's. The women's, I wasn't expecting Charlotte. Although I did say I thought it was they were building it up to have Charlotte come back and win it. So, although I thought she was going to choose Rhea Ripley, so she's going with Tiffany. So curious to see what way they're going to go. Anyway, let me just go down the card here and see what we got. So I'll leave the chamber matches to last. Uh, so first we have Tiffany Stratton and Trish versus Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. I think that's a very simple one. I'd be very surprised if they had Trish lose in Toronto, and especially building up to WrestleMania, they need to give Tiffany, some wins because the last two times she's sort of been left lying by Charlotte. So I think they need to build her up. So I would suggest probably that they win unless Charlotte gets involved somehow, costs her the match to build up more heat for Charlotte. But I'd be very surprised. So I think Tiffany and Trish are going to go for that one. Uh, Next, you've got the unsanctioned match with Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. I don't know what way it's going to go. I'm leaning more towards Kevin Owens because I think obviously because Sammy's not 100%, so they might lean on, Kevin will end up taking him out, and then whatever the goal is for Kevin for WrestleMania, whether Orton comes back or they have him challenge somebody else, they could do a scenario where uh, Kevin and Sammy take each other out and they can't finish the match or unsanctioned match, and then it's basically delayed until they have a future match at Mania. So you could have, like a, I don't know, last man standing match or a cage match or something like that to, build on the rivalry. Uh, so that's what I think they're going to do with them, unless they have, I don't think Sammy's going to win. I don't unless I think maybe if Sammy wins the match and then they have Kevin attack him after the match and then Orton returns and that builds up to Orton versus Owens at Mania or something like that. There's no other matches bar the chamber matches, so unless they add more on SmackDown or thing, I know Rhea is defending her title. Is it on the Raw after Chamber, and then Chelsea is competing on the SmackDown before, so and justice for Chelsea. Okay, so the two chamber matches, are very interesting because you could go in a lot of directions for them. We'll start with the women's one. So you've got Liv Morgan versus Bianca versus Alexa versus Bailey versus Naomi versus Roxanne Perez. I think Roxanne has had a good run so far, but I don't think she's going to win the chamber and headline Mania. I think that's too soon for her, so I'm going to rule her out. Um, it feels like they could do Rhea versus Liv again, just to wrap up that whole storyline with her, Liv, and Dominic. Just to end that once and for all, because that's still sort of lingering on. They're still sort of clashing at times on Raw, so it feels like it could be Liv. Or else you could do, I don't know about Bianca and Naomi, I don't know, because there's still all this story with Jade Cargo, whatever's happening with her. Um, I feel like it's going to be sort of revealed that one of them attacked her. So either they turn Bianca heel or they turn Naomi heel. And then it's one of them versus Jade at WrestleMania or something. So it could be something like that. And that leaves Alexa and Bailey. I mean, you could do Bailey versus Rhea. I'm assuming that Rhea is going to retain her title. You know, no disrespect to Io. I don't think they're going to have Io beat Rhea before Mania and then things. So I think it's going to be Rhea retain their title. So you could do Bailey versus Rhea at Mania, or Alexa Bliss versus Rhea would be interesting. Although I don't know if that would be overall mainly popular. I know Alexa is a fan favorite, and she got a big pop and she returned. I'm just thinking, because both her and Charlotte have been out for so long, if you had them both come back and they both end up, you know, challenging for the titles at Mania, it's sort of a, not a slap in the face, but it's sort of a, you know, sort of a kick to the rest of the, you know, division, that the two that have been out so the longest come back and end up qualifying for Mania. So I'm gonna stick with Liv Morgan. I think it's gonna be Liv and Rhea at Mania to finish their whole story arc with Dominic, where they where they have, I don't know, custody of Dominic ladder match or something like that. So that leaves the main chamber match, and this one is very difficult. It's already difficult to predict because of the people in it, but now, once again, you have this story with The Rock and Cody. So I don't know what way this is going to go. I feel like fans are waiting for Cody to turn heel, because when The Rock showed up, was it last week, and, you know, gave the old speech about that and then said, you know, I want your soul. There was a chance to sell your soul, so fans are waiting for him to turn heel, and it would be interesting to have heel Cody. I think since Roman and the Bloodline, the Usos, turned face, SmackDown has been missing a big villain character, and so it could be interesting to have Cody, if he did accept the Rock's offer and turn heel. There are several directions you could go with that. You could have Seth win the chamber match, and then he wants, you know, he feels betrayed by Cody after everything he put his body through the year before to help Cody against The Rock, against, you know, the Bloodline, and now Cody is joined forces with The Rock. So you could have that. You could have Cena win it because, you know, he's been obviously in his battles with The Rock. He returned last year as well to help Cody beat The Rock and the Bloodline. And so again, CM Punk, I feel like I'm gonna go with Punk as a winner, because I feel like there's more in it for him, because he's got a favour from Paul Heyman. Don't know what that is. He missed out on WrestleMania last year, and then he's had the exchanges with Cody, saying about, I'm going to be the one, I'm not going to stab you in the back, I'm going to be the one to stab you in the front, and I'm going to take that title from you because I know what you've been through. So, I don't think, no, you could go with Damian Priest because he has been a former world champion, and he cashed in at WrestleMania last year. I don't think there's much of a story between Cody and Damian compared to the others in the match, so I don't think Damian is going to win, and that leaves Logan Paul. I mean, honestly, I would not rule it out because we're in, years ago I would have said nah, not a chance, but we're in this new era now where it's streaming on Netflix and everything. You've got the whole thing, and Logan Paul isn't just this random person that's wandered into the WWE. Like him and his brother have been around, everything in boxing. I mean, his brother just fought Mike Tyson. So, they would they have the balls to do Logan Paul versus Cody Rhodes at Mania? I don't know. It wouldn't be the direction I would go, but at the same time, we're in this new era, so I honestly wouldn't be shocked if it happened. And I, I, I think if Logan did win, I think it would be the biggest pop at WrestleMania if Cody beat him because the fans hate him so much. Back to Cody and The Rock. Something is playing in my mind. I'm just thinking, so Rock wants this answer from Cody, and Cody's either going to say yes and turn heel, or he's going to say no. And The Rock told him before, last year when he departed, he warned Cody, don't ever break my heart again. So my theory is, if Cody says no to The Rock, does that leave the door open for somebody else to say yes? So, here's a wild idea. It's crazy. It is crazy, and it probably wouldn't happen because of who the person is. But how desperate is John Cena to main event his final WrestleMania and win his 17th title? The fact that he forced himself into this chamber match immediately after the Rumble, and saying, that it's best for business, and that it's not a it's not just a fantasy, it's a determination now to win his 17th so he can, shake the hand of whoever wins their 18th. So could we have a scenario similar to WrestleMania 17 with Austin and Rock could we have a scenario where Cena turns heel and aligns with The Rock to get his final main event at WrestleMania and the opportunity to win his 17th? It would be a hell of a twist. As I said, it's crazy, and overall I don't think it would happen because I think because Cena's farewell tour, it's his last year, I don't think he's going to turn heel now and just, sort of, ruin his reputation as the, good guy Cena. So, but again, there are options. Could they have Punk? Another person who is desperate to finally main event Mania. Could he side with The Rock if Cody says no and turn heel? I mean, I said before about Logan Paul, that could be an option, where Cody says no and Logan Paul says, you know what, I'll be your champion. You get me, you help me, to beat Cody. I'll be your champion, and, this will be a whole new era, our era. So it's interesting how they do it. I'm going to go with Punk. I'm sticking with Punk. My prediction, I think, was before the Royal Rumble or after the Royal Rumble. My prediction was that Punk would win the Chamber or find a way to face Cody at Mania, and then John Cena would end up maybe facing Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental title, because I don't think he's ever won that title, so it's the only title he's never won so far. But it feels like, from what I've been seeing, it feels like Braun and AJ Styles are doing something. So it's going to be a very interesting match. I think when the event's over, there are still going to be questions asked, because if Punk wins the Chamber match, where does that leave Cena and Rollins for WrestleMania? I feel like Rollins might be alright with Roman Reigns. It feels like they're booking Roman versus Seth. There was rumour of a possible triple threat match between Roman, Punk and Rollins, but I feel that would be a bit wasted, because we've already done, Punk and Rollins, so I feel like it should be Roman and Seth, because that rivalry has been there for years, since the days of the Shield. So I feel like it should be them two one-on-one, where they have a stipulation or not, and then, like, I feel like it can only be either Punk or Cena that wins. And then again, if Cena wins and gets his opportunity Mania, where does that leave Punk? He has a favour from Paul Heyman. We still don't know what that is. But if Cena wins, then that is another year where Punk is missed out on main eventing Mania. So I think it's going to be very interesting. It is a tough one to call because of the talent in the match, and then again with this whole thing with Rock and Cody. It's 2 years in a row now where The Rock is showing up and sort of throwing a spanner in the works where you don't know what's going to happen. So that's what I'm going with. I'm going to go with Punk winning the men's chamber match and Liv winning the women's chamber match. And I don't know again, I don't know what's going to happen with Rock and Cody. If Cody says yes, then it's going to be very interesting to see Cody as a heel. And I think it's sort of easier if Cody said yes to The Rock and turned heel. It'd be an easier sort of scenario of who might win, because you could have. I mean, you could do an option of Seth versus Cody, and although where does that leave Roman Reigns? Because I don't think they're going to have Roman come back unless Punk's favour is to face Roman at Mania. Although I don't give it out. It could be an option, or could they do Punk Cena one more time? I mean, I don't think you could do Punk Cena, because no offense to them two of the greats of WWE, but I don't think they'd have a lot of, as the phrase says, a lot of gas in the tank to have a proper match at Mania. I think you would need someone else in the match to carry it, but it's going to be very interesting. So, and I don't know if there's going to be any other matches added, and so we'll just have to see. But as I said, I think after Elimination Chamber's over, there's going to be more questions than answers, because if Cody says no to The Rock, then is The Rock's not just going to walk away and say, okay, yep, sure, no problem. He'll obviously want to find a way to have revenge on Cody, and he no, I was gonna say he'll enter the chamber to win it, but I don't think, Jesus, don't do that. But no, I wouldn't want to see Rock versus Cody in Mania. I would rather see, I don't know. I don't even think Rock's not meant to be competing at this year's Mania, as far as I know. So I'm curious how they're going to sort this out, or is it a case of The Rock has just again showing up and throwing spanner in the works, and they have to work a way to try and solve it? I don't know. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comments. What are you expecting from the chamber match? Who are you predicting to win the two chamber matches and the other two matches? I'd be very surprised if Trish and Tiffany lose in Toronto, and I think either Kevin beats Sammy, or it ends in no contest and carries over to Mania, or Sammy, similar to Shawn Michaels versus Triple H at SummerSlam, Sammy gets a quick win, and then Owens takes him out after the match, and then either Orton or somebody shows up, which builds to a match at Mania for Kevin and Orton or something. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this. Drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That'd be very much appreciated. And I shall see you again, and hope you enjoy Elimination Chamber. And I'll probably do a video after Elimination Chamber to talk about what happens next from here on the road to WrestleMania. Anyway, take care. I'll see you again.